Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another week in the studio and another market prep vlog. So it's currently Monday. I'm back at the studio. I've just finished my workday and I really want to get a lot done this week. So I really have big plans for this week. I feel like July has just been flying by. It's almost halfway through the month and I feel like I haven't gotten a ton done. I still have not finished out my market prep planner. So if you're not new to my channel, you know that I track my market prep progress in this little planner. And my big goal is to fill that one out. It also has a second page, so we still have even more to do there. So I feel like this week is going to be another busy week. I have already acquired a couple more works in progresses that I was crocheting last night. So let me show you those first. So last night I sat outside a little bit. We had a really nice summer evening and I was crocheting some of my little chicks. So this is what they look like. They are currently completely unstuffed and I still need to add the eyes and stuff them. So the beak, that is why we have a little orange string here, and then close them up. So I was able to make 4 of them. So we currently have a couple of whips there. And then I also have another big goal for this week. So I have been really wanting to design some more patterns. I've been really like in a mood for that lately, but I feel like I'm not like all that sufficient at pattern writing. I feel like I'm much more a plushie maker than a pattern designer currently, and I really want to change that. So over the course of the weekend, I decided to finally go for it and start designing my own more complex pattern. And the thing that really helped me there was taking a class on Craftsy, who are kindly sponsoring today's video. Craftsy is an amazing online resource for all things creative, and their crochet section is full of inspiration. They have lots of different classes available. The class that I took is called Amigurumi, Design Your Own Monster by Stacy Truck. And even though I was not designing a monster, I feel like I now finally have a grasp on how to actually design a pattern on paper and then make something out of yarn that actually resembles the thing that you have thought up. And it doesn't stop there. Craftsy has so many more classes. They have over 2,000 classes in so many different creative categories like crochet, knitting, quilting, sewing, even like things like cake decorating. So whether you're looking to like improve your skills in something that you already know or you're trying to learn a new skill, there's always something new to try out there. So if you want to give Craftsy a try, the first 1,000 people to click the link in my description will get a full year of the premium membership for just $1.49. So definitely check it out if you are ready to get inspired and get craftsy. So thank you so much, Craftsy, for sponsoring today's video. And let me now show you what I have been designing so far. So here is my pattern that I've written up currently. I went for a little panda. I recently made some Jellycat inspired patterns. When I was testing out some new free patterns, I found some amazing Jellycat inspired patterns, and I went over to their website and I found this cute little laying down panda that really inspired this little plushie that I've come up with. So this is the first design I came up with, and honestly, I think I already really like him a lot. I definitely still see some room for improvements though, so I really want to get him down to be even less sewing involved, because currently I sewed on all of the legs and arms, I sewed on the head, the ears, and the little tail. And I think that after making him once, I can now get it down so that the legs and the arms are crocheted in, and I want to try out to even have the head and the body be one piece. So then the only things that you would have to sew on would be the ears and the little tail. I also want to try out some new little arms and legs because I think they could definitely have a little more shape to them. I want to try out little toes for his arms and feet as well. So I will see how I like that. And I also really want to try out just a regular bear pattern because I think that would be a little simpler. And then I can always like make a moderation to the pattern that people can also make a panda from it. But I think for now I will actually start out by making a regular bear next and trying to switch up all of the parts that I just mentioned, just to make him a little easier and more fun, because personally to me, a low sew pattern is always more fun than a heavy sew pattern like this is currently. So I'm really interested to see if I can get him down to be just one piece mostly. So that is my goal for this week. I really want to get this pattern done and get a tester call out pretty soon. So that is definitely one of the big goals for this week, to work on his pattern and get him to a place where he's actually ready for some testers to also make him. So that is my goal for today. I want to make version 2 of him, and I'm currently in the process of picking out some colors for him because, as I said, I want to make a regular bear, so like a brown bear. So I think that this will be the body color for the bear. And now I'm currently choosing what accent color he should have, because I think I want to make the snout a different color, and then also his little toes and paws might be a different color. So I will figure all of that out on the go. But I'm currently picking out the accent color. So this is option number 1. This is like a new beige that I really like. I also have this sand color as an accent, which I like. And then I also have this lighter beige, which honestly would be the third choice. So let me put that to the side again. And I'm not really sure what I want it to look like. This is way more warm. This is a little more cool toned. So I'm thinking I will actually go with the new beige and try that out, because I really like this color. And yeah, I'm really interested to see how this one turns out. I think I will start out by making the arms and the feet for the pattern, because I want to be able to crochet them into the body. So I will need to have those finished before I start the body. So that's the goal for right now, to figure out the new little arms and feet for him with little toes included. So let me work on that now and show you what I can come up with. Okay, so it's a little while later. I've worked on the first foot, and here is what I've come up with. So this is what it looks like on the front with the little toes, and I decided to make the paw in a contrast color as well, and I think it looks really cute. I do have to switch up the pattern a little bit though, because I want to sew the feet into the body and I want to close off the limbs for that. And currently, when I have the foot right side up, this part is also right side up. I need that to be turned to the side, so that's horizontal to the little toes, so that I can sew it on, because otherwise it would be like twisted like that when I sew it into the body. So for now I will just switch up the last row here, but for the rest of the feet I will try and figure out the stitch count so that these line up with the end of the foot, so that they can be crocheted into the body. But so far I'm really liking how it's turning out. I really like the addition of the little toes. I think that will look adorable in the end. And for now, tonight, I will work on the rest of the feet, try and figure out the stitch count for those, and hopefully also get started working on the actual bear body, so the snout and the head, and at least like the switch from the head to the body. I'm really hoping that I can figure that out tonight and show you some big results for that tomorrow. So I will check in with you guys tomorrow and show you some big results for that tomorrow. Okay, friends, it's now a Wednesday. I'm back at the studio and I wanted to check in with you guys and show you what I've been working on since I last spoke to you on Monday. So I've been like really locked in with trying to finish my pattern, or to like optimize my pattern. So this was the first version of this little guy that I showed you on Monday, and I really wanted to improve especially his little feet, and also like making it less sewing intensive. So on Monday night I really locked in and I made quite a big progress on the second version of the pattern. So I made these little feet that have little toes as well, and I started to work on a bear because my big goal was to make it possible that the head and the body of the bear would be one piece. But I tried like 3 times and I was not able to figure out a way where I still like the position of the head. So this is the third version that I've made of this pattern, and connecting the head to the body with a no sew version is really difficult, because When you look at the first version of the pattern, the head is like kind of sitting on top of the body and kind of looking a little upwards. So I wasn't able to replicate that with this version. So this is like the head is in front of the body and not like on top of it and looking upward. So I'm not really sure. I ended up not really entirely liking this. So I decided to kind of give up on that version of the pattern. So this is how far I came. I think crocheting the feet into the body was a good idea. That is definitely possible for this pattern, but I still think that the head and the body will be two separate pieces, just so you can get the positioning right for that and the way I want it to look. And so this was what the head was looking like in the normal, regular bear version. So I really liked that, but I thought that like the snout could be a little more prominent. It's like very integrated into the head. So I wanted to separate the snout out a little more. And then for the feet, I decided to, with version 3 of this pattern, I decided to make it so that the foot doesn't like gradually decline, but it's more of like a defined foot so that it kind of curves inward like that. So let me show you the third version of the pattern that I have been working on. So I haven't gotten all that far, but I have made one foot and the head so far. So let's talk about the foot first. So this is what the third version of the foot looks like. We still have the light paw, the little toes, and now you can kind of tell it's not like a gradual decline, but it's more of like a round foot and then a little leg or arm, depending on the position in the body. But I really like this little like round foot that I came up with now. So I think this one is pretty much perfect and the way I want it to look. And also I finally figured out the stitch count so that the toes and the part where you end up on are very much like parallel to each other, so that you're able to easily crochet them into the body in the right direction, looking upward. And then I worked on the head as well, and I found a way to make the little snout a little more prominent. So this is what the head is looking like right now. It's basically almost the same pattern, but I was just able to figure out a way to make the snout a little more round and like more prominent on the side profile. So I think this looks really cute now. I really like the way that this one looks now, and I think that this is the version that I want to go with for the pattern. So this is kind of what it's turning out to be. So next up I will make 3 more of the little feet now, and also possibly the ears, and then we will start to work on the body. And as I said before, I will have 2 pieces for that, because then I can sew the head on top of the body and have it in the position that I really like it in. So I think that is the way to go for this, and I'm really liking how this one is turning out now. I really like their little round foot, and the shape of the face is just so cute now. So I'm definitely looking forward to work on that some more today and yeah, make progress in that, and hopefully have the final version of the pattern at least like written up in my notes like this. This is what it's looking like right now. Definitely very like chaotic. So I will neatly write that down after I figure out the final version of the pattern. But for now, I will be working on some more of these cute little feet to try and get version 3 and hopefully the final version of this pattern made and finished and figured out. Hey friends, I'm now back at the studio. It's currently Friday, so it's already the weekend for me, but it's already the evening as I get the chance to check in with you guys. This week I just have lots of birthday celebrations going on in my family, so I have not been in the studio quite a ton for this week, but I still wanted to check in with you today and show you what I've been working on, because I'm just so excited about what I'm just about to show you, because I finally finished writing my little bear pattern, so let me show you the third version of him. So this is what he looks like. This is like the front view. I think that is just super cute. It looks just like a little bear cub because he has like huge paws compared to his little head. So it already looks like his paws have been growing, but his body is like trying to catch up to them like it is for puppies in real life. So I think that just looks so adorable. And just overall, I really like the shape of his body now, the shape of his little head, the shape of his little paws. I think he is just so cute and I'm really happy about him. I ended up running out of the brown yarn right around here, as you can tell. So I had to use a little of the contrast color for those 2 rows, but I don't think like that matters a lot. Also for the little tail, I would usually make that in the brown color as well, but I think it's alright to have that in this color for my little test subject. I also think for the final pattern I might move the arms up a little further because they're just like very like low on the body, but I am so excited about how this little one turned out. I think he's just so cute, and my next move for him is to make another one of them and take pictures on every single step of the way so that I can put them into the pattern and then also write out the pattern in a neat way so that I can actually get that out to testers and then obviously put up a tester call for this little one. I have to show you all of the little cute positions that he can be in because obviously this is like the normal position that he would be in, but you can also move the little feet to the front so he can lay down just like that as well. But you could also make him like sit a little bit and look around this way. So I think he's just like so versatile. I love the little floppy legs and arms. I just think he is so cute and I wanted to share that with you because I finished him yesterday and I've been just wanting to take you guys along for that. So I'm happy that I finally figured out this little pattern and I will be working on that a little more over the course of the weekend to get that ready for testing. In terms of market prep this week so far, it's not looking good. I've made one more little chick body since I guess like since Monday I've only made this, so that's not a ton. And then the only other thing that I have been making were a couple of bee wings because I realized on my market prep planner, like one of the categories I could easily fill out next are my bees. So right here, that is where the bees are, if it will focus on that. Yeah, so that is 5 more bees to finish out the category here. So I thought that could be my next move so that it kind of feels like a win, like me actually filling up this market prep planner. So I think that is the next plan, to make some more bees and also finish up the little chicks because I need to do some market prepping this week as well, and not just work on a pattern. I still need to have like something else after this week. I can't just focus on a pattern for a whole week and not do any market prepping. So I'm glad I'm kind of working on that a little more, and that is my big goal, to work on that a little more over the course of the weekend. And then I have like one more thing I wanted to show you today because I finally picked up my yarn order from the post office, so we can look into that. I've opened up the package already, but I've not taken any yarn out. So let's get into this yarn order. I bought some new colors and I'm super excited to restock some staples. So let's get into that. Okay, so here is a first look at what is in here. So let me go through them one by one. So first of all, I reordered some of this mustard colored yarn that I really liked. I recently got that for the first time because it's a new color and I've already like used up the whole skein of that. So I went big and got 5 skeins of that. I also think like this is a really great fall color and I'm already thinking about fall because that is when my next markets will be. So I think that I will be using that quite a lot coming up for some more market prep, just because it fits in with fall so nicely. That kind of goes as well with this green that I got. So I have 4 skeins of that. I really like this green. It's like a very lush green without being like too poisony green looking. It's like a very natural green, and I think it's just a perfect fall color. I also thought when I ordered this, and I know I'm gonna sound crazy for that, I also thought this is like perfect for some Christmas trees. And I know it's crazy, it's July, but I need to do some market prep as well for like winter markets. And this is like the perfect Christmas color. So I thought about that as well when ordering this. Then I actually got super lucky because I was able to order the last skeins for each of those colors. These are both some new colors that I ordered for the first time in my last yarn order, and I really like those. So this is like a beige that I've been really liking. It's like very muted. I used that for my turtles a couple of weeks ago, and I've been really liking that. And I'm so sad that I was only able to get 1 skein of that, because after that it was sold out. So it would only let me buy like 1 skein. Same for this dark turquoise. I think this is like called deep forest green or deep sea green. I can't remember, but it's like also a perfect fall color. It's like very dusty turquoise greenish. I used that for the alligator pattern that I recently made, and just in general I think it would be perfect for some turtles as well, possibly like brontos and Christmas trees. Next up, I got some more brown shades because I've been running low on both of these. So this is like my staple brown that I use for quite a lot, and I think my next bear for like taking the pattern pictures and stuff like that will be in this color, because it's just like it's the perfect bear color. So I wanted to get that, and then I also got 1 more skein of this really dark brown, which is awesome for like accents for brown colored animals, but also like in general it's like a nice contrast color for a lot of things, and also for Christmas trees. Then I got some more of the only 2 speckled yarn colors that I can really get that aren't like white with some speckles. So I got 2 more of each of those, and I've been really liking using those because they just add like a little fun twist to some simple plushies like Octos or something. And I noticed that those were like selling first, so I wanted to make some more of those in the future. Then I got 1 more dark gray, which I use a lot for my cats, especially, and I only have like 1 skein left, so I don't use that a ton, but I always like to have some in stock because those cats tend to be pretty popular, so I want to be able to make them throughout the season. Next, finally, my staple orange went back in stock. This has been like out of stock for around like half a year or so. I use this mostly for bird feed. So for all of my little chubby birds, like the chicks that I just showed you, I use this orange for the feet and the beak, for the penguins as well, and then also for my mini chicks with hats I use this as well. So this is like a really important color to have in stock, and I actually had a pretty good stock before they sold out the last time, but I've been running a little low recently, so I got 3 more skeins because it lasts me a long time. Like I don't need to order a ton of skeins for that, but I always need it in stock. So that's why I was so happy to discover that they finally had some more of that in stock. And then I only really got 2 more colors. So let me just show you like this. So I got some more white. I got 12 skeins of that because I only had 2 more good skeins for that in stock. I have like 3 more skeins that are like super fuzzy and they tend to like shed a lot and they're horrible to work with. So I've not used them for quite a while, but I only had 2 more good skeins. So having 12 more right now is such a lifesaver because white is like something you can't really replace with anything. So I was getting kind of stressed about how low I was. Same for yellow. That is like such a staple of mine. So I ended up getting 14 skeins of that. And I think out of all of the colors, yellow is probably my most used color just because it tends to be in a ton of different plushies that I make, like bees, chicks, my giraffe that I made recently. And you usually use like quite a lot of yellow for those. And I tend to go through that quite quickly. So I'm glad to have restocked that as well. So now let me actually put all of this away to have like a clean studio again. Hi friends, I'm now back at the studio and it's Sunday already, so I was out all day yesterday again because, as I said before, I feel like half of the people I know have their birthday in July. So I was at another birthday party yesterday and didn't get the chance to check in with you guys, but I wanted to show you what I've been working on. So for my pattern, I wanted to make another bear just to check if the pattern like makes sense now, that there are no more mistakes and it's like clear to understand, and also to like take pictures of a lot of the steps to put those into the pattern later on so that people can understand easier like what to make. And I've started to work on this final version of the pattern, so I have made all 4 little feet for the little bear. So I decided to go with the brown, as I said before, and for contrast I took this cream yarn to have like little white feet and like a cream snout and stuff. And I've made all of the parts for it, so I have the little tail here as well and the 2 little ears. And now I just need to make the bear head and the bear body. And also, like I said, I want to take pictures of all of the steps where I feel like a picture would be helpful. So that's what I've been doing today, and that's what I've been focusing on. I have like written down the pattern again without any of my notes from before so that I can just type that up later on and put in the pictures on the right spots and have that finished by tonight. So that is my big goal. In terms of market prep, I've kind of given up on getting a ton of it done this week. I did finish my little chicks, so I have 5 of those made, but I've told myself like it's okay to just get those done this week. There's one more. I'm not like worried about that a ton. I think it's still good that I got a little bit done, but for now I think I want to focus on getting the pattern ready and finished and getting another version of that done. Taking a couple of pictures for the pattern listing later on, and yeah, just focus on that today and be happy with that result. If that is the whole result of this week, that I was able to like create a pattern from scratch and get that all prepped and finished, is still a good goal to accomplish in a week. So that is what I will be working on right now, and I will be checking in with you guys in between and show you how it's going. Okay, friends, it's now a little while later. It actually took such a long time to take like pictures of every single step, but I have like 50 pictures now, so I will have to sort through them and see which ones to include into the pattern. I also took some finished pictures of my little bear already for like the pattern listing and testicle and all of that stuff. But let me show you the final version of this little bear pattern. So here he is. I think he looks absolutely cute. We have Still like the very round body, the little feet, and I think the best thing is still that you can move the feet around like you want. Like you can move them to the front like this, or you can have him completely lying down like this. I still think he looks so adorable. Also, like the ratio from feet to head is still so cute to me. I still think he looks like the perfect little teddy bear. So I am super happy that I finally went through with an idea for like a more complex pattern and kind of locked in and finished that in 1 week, which is still pretty good for me. I still have to do a couple of last little bits like writing up the pattern and including all of the pictures and do a little bit of promotion for like the tester call and put that up. But I can definitely tell now that by the time you're watching this video, the tester call will be up on my Instagram, so go check that out over there if you want to help me out and make your own little teddy bear, little floppy bear. So thank you so much for checking that out over there. And later on, I will of course have this pattern out on my Etsy. So I will link all of those things down below. And I know that this was a little bit of a different week this week. I have not written a ton of patterns before, so I wanted to take you guys along for that and show you like how that works as a kind of beginner pattern writer, as I would still consider myself. And I thank you guys so much for watching this week in the studio all the way until the end. And I will, of course, be back next week for another, probably more market prep focused video again. So I will meet you guys there. Until then, bye.